Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and we got the Hunter Biden laptop story that the mainstream media is not going to touch. In fact, just before this broadcast, I was tuned into the Tuckster, and I see all this hype not only via Tucker Carlson, but a lot of the alternative media as well with the UFO stories. And then when he's talking about the Hunter Biden stuff, he's talking about the corruption of not only Hunter Biden, but the relation to John Kerry and their finances. Okay, I get it. That's there. We do have to remember the media, the intelligence community, and the authoritative sources told us it was Russian disinformation when what? Anybody with half a brain knew not only wasn't it Russian disinformation, but there was a lot about that laptop that they were not telling us. And once we knew the Justice Department had it for an extended period of time, even during these Trump impeachments, one of which actually involved what? The corruption in Ukraine via Hunter Biden, right? You had to know all bets were off. But what we're going to talk about is Jack Maxey. And I know that this is going to be a polarizing figure. He was a co-host, apparently, on Bannon's War Room. I don't know much about him, but I do know this. He gave a copy of this laptop. In other words, it's very easy to forensically copy one of these guys. And this is probably what was in Hunter's laptop. Maybe it was an SSD, maybe not. But just taking one of these and doing a clone, okay? This man gave a cloned copy of what we're going to discuss to the Daily Mail, okay? And they basically confirmed that this was, in fact, 100% the real deal. Now, they don't go as far as Jack Maxey. They don't say what they found is what Jack Maxey found. But we're going to go over all this stuff of what I think could be on there, what would easily be accessible by a forensics department in the Defense Department or the FBI or the CIA or any intelligence agency worth its salt, because I'm not a tech expert by any means, but I can recover files on a hard drive. I can search and find a lot of things, especially if we're talking about music files, image files, and video files. If they're media files, very easy to find. And you guessed it, I'm just going to show you the headline before we really get into it, okay? They're saying 450 gigabytes of deleted material, and again, that stuff is recoverable. 80,000 images and videos. Now, in this, he also talks about duplicates. There's a video interview. We can't show the video interview on YouTube. There's just no way we're going to show it on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of you are going to be like, Jason, show it on YouTube. Can't show it on YouTube, okay? We will show it on Rockfin. Because it's like a 4-minute interview, almost 5 minutes, where you get to hear it from his mouth. Because in this article, they talk about important things. But look, I'm just going to say it. Jack Maxey says that bare minimum, other than the child abuse that he claims is on there, okay, that young girls were sending pictures directly to Hunter with their tongues out. Now, I'm not saying I saw that. I'm not saying it's there. I don't want the fact checkers to come in. But if you want to see that and a lot more, you're going to have to stick around for the Rockfin, guys. And that's Rockfin, Rockfin, Rockfin. I do need you to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share before we go over the article, because the article is extremely important as well. I mean, it's saying something. It's talking about access to Dropbox accounts that the intelligence communities across the globe know are there to share the child pornography. We're going to read it verbatim, okay? But if you want to see the uncensored part, come on over to the Rockfin. Follow me there for free. You can subscribe on the desktop. If you want to tip, guys, you can tip on the app, but first you have to add a card. That doesn't mean you have to be a subscriber, but you have to add the card first over at Rockfin, and then you're able to do that via the app. I just want to let people know about that. We got the Podbean. We're doing audio versions. There's video versions there. We're always uncensored there as well, but Rockfin is where you really get it. I want to invite people to please watch all of my documentary films for free. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture to understand that the FBI is the cover-up crew for these people. You know, there's another story out there today about the woman that was in the car with her husband, okay, Mitchell, when JFK got shot, and she was trying to get him out of politics. And at one point, she was literally kidnapped and drugged by the FBI, and they gaslit her for years. And now there's a documentary series confirming it. I mean, wow. Wow. Oh, that secret was just kept for like 40 years? No, and we'll just gaslight her. They'll gaslight everybody. They told everybody this thing was Russian disinformation. So let's read some of this, okay? Oh, man, this is just wild stuff. The source who distributed Hunter Biden's laptop to congressmen and media has fled the U.S. to Switzerland, saying he fears retaliation from the Biden administration. It goes even beyond the Biden administration. It goes to the people that actually control the Biden administration. This is a zombie, guys. I know you all saw this. Take a look. He doesn't run anything. That's not him running anything. He's totally shunned. He's a joke. The Barack star is there, bro. That's who they care about. You get it? No one cares about this guy. He's an installed poopy pants puppet president. Look how confused he looks there. It's even surreal for him. He used to be Joey B. He used to be a top-level gangster. Not anymore. Not anymore. No. That's the gangster. That's the Barack star. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Oh, and then they give the page, and there's the gaslight. Oh, it's so great catching up with them. Okay, sure. Okay, give me a break. So, this has been going on for a very, very long time. These people are extremely corrupt. And say what you want about Maxey, but he gave a copy to who? Okay, New York Times. Senator Chuck Grassley, who he talks about being snubbed by, basically. Okay? Let's see. Washington Post. Yeah, right. And how long did it take them to authenticate this? Didn't take the Daily Mail that long. Okay? And it's all on the bottom. They say it is legit. Okay? So he's been in Zurich, and he says over the next few weeks, by the way, he's going to be releasing this material. All right? 120,000 archived emails, 80,000 images and videos. All right? He says there's going to be a searchable database. He also claims, basically, he got this from Rudy Giuliani right out of the gates. Okay, Giuliani passed it on to Maxey after he got his hands on it. Okay? And once he got it, he was told by intelligence officials that basically he had to release some of it to let him know that he could release all of it. All right? I mean, wow. And he also didn't think legally, and he's probably right, could he even forensically investigate this stuff in this country? They would have come after him. That's how they have the law set up. Only the authoritative people who will cover up, right, for some of these monsters among us, they are the ones that get to audit it. Right? We saw it with the Wiener laptop as well. How many arrests were made there, guys? When was it made public there, huh? Tell me all about it. Tell me all about all the time Dennis Hassert did after a judge labeled him a serial child molester. I'll wait. I mean, Hassert didn't do any time for that because he was basically, trying to extort somebody, and it was actually fraud. He was committing fraud because then he tried to blame the person who he had raped as a child for extorting him because he didn't tell the secret. Wow. He gets, I think, 15 months, and he served, 12 or 13 of them? Wow, great. That guy was the Speaker of the House for the Republican Party. Very powerful senator. Doing it since he was a gym teacher, right? I mean, you've got the Biden diary out there from the daughter that talks about possibly being groomed as a child with her cousin and inappropriate showers. Can't talk about that. I mean, wow. Oh, I showed this to a friend of mine in desperation in February because nobody would listen to me. No news organizations would take it. In fact, the very first news organization to take it was the Daily Mail. Okay? Fox wouldn't touch it, guys. That's my point. Oh, thank you, Tucker, for talking about all this stuff. Will you talk about the hardcore stuff that he's talking about? He's talking about trafficking. He's talking about child abuse. He's talking about inappropriate images and videos. We don't even have 100 thumbs up over here. Can we get this one to go somewhat viral on my shadow ban channel that talks about controversial issues? And again, this is what Maxey's claiming. All right? I'm not claiming this. I want to make that extremely clear. Maxey took their advice in October 2020 and posted batches of the emails, again, saying that, you better do this to protect yourself, and other files from the laptop on file sharing sites. But after about an hour, the links were taken down. Maxey said he believes the U.S. government was hunting down files from the laptop, posted online, and flagged them to the companies. There were 5 Dropboxes, 2 in the United States, 1 in New Zealand, 2 in the UK, all of the same Dropboxes in which they tell us CP, child pornography, is shared around the globe without consequence because they can't look at it. Now, here's the deal on the forensics. That's why I want to do this video. If Hunter Biden was hooked into these Dropboxes and was, in fact, viewing that material, as soon as he views it or he hits play, that is then cached on the hard drive temporarily and would be more than likely recoverable by anybody worth their salt. So that's where the 450 gigabytes of deleted material comes in. That's where the cache of stuff he may have viewed on the web. I mean, that's not even going into URLs, internet addresses, and access to those things. That's just looking at the hard files that would be stored, cached on the hard drive. Okay? These are all Five Eye countries, English-speaking countries, in an intelligence sharing agreement, and they were all ripped down. Think about that. So this means that our intelligence services, who still have not even acknowledged that they have the Hunter Biden laptop, were obviously diligently doing cache searches across the internet to find this stuff was being released. That should terrify every single decent person in the West. Now, the Daily Mail says they were unable to verify his claims on that matter. Okay? But that matter alone. When you look at this, and again, you look at the forensics and what they're claiming a lot more than what is verified down here. I want to show this to people. But again, look, Hunter Biden stories, Russian disinfo, dozens of former intel officials say. Jen Psaki. I mean, yeah, they're allowed to lie at will. They don't get a fact check. So here's the authentication of the laptop. All right. Brad Merriman, 29-year-old veteran of the FBI, served as the chief information security officer and founded the Bureau's cyber forensics. His partner, Dr. Joseph Greenfield, is an associate professor of the University of Southern California and helped write the degree program in intelligence and cyber operations. At the very bottom, in conclusion, the operating system timestamps appear to be authentic, and there is no evidence that would suggest that the timestamps or data were altered or manufactured. Okay? No indications were found that would suggest the data was manufactured. Okay, and now they have less entries on all this stuff, but I'm sure, number one, because of laws, they're not law enforcement anymore. They would have had to turn over anything that was crazy, and they wouldn't do the deep searches on purpose. Right here. Okay, because they're talking about 103,000 text messages, 154,000 emails, and more than 2,000 photos. Remember, they're talking about 80,000 photos, 450 gigabytes, and some of those photos are videos. So now, what we're going to do is, because I don't want this video pulled from YouTube, I need you guys to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. If you want to support me, the links are down below. But now you got to come over to the Rockfin, because you're going to listen to Jack Maxey for 5 minutes, tell you some of the things, and I don't want even to come out of my mouth. You tell me if this guy's lying. All right? And you tell me what's really going on. And you tell me if there's more to this story than the mainstream's ever going to touch. And then why is that?